Come on, come on. Whoa. Yes, go live. Come on. All right, mic check, mic check, mic check. Give it a second. Let me see it. Right now, Facebook is having some issue. Oh, we're back. We're on face. We're good. We're good to go. We're good to go. Good morning. Happy Faith-Based Friday. Happy Faith-Based Friday, folks. Great to have you here. Not sure the time of day that you're tuning into this, or even if it is Friday when you're tuning in. Just happy that you are here, though. Let me get this stuff shared out, and then we will get it going. Happy that you are here, though. Let me there we go. This stuff shared out, and then we will get it going. All right, good. We're ready to roll. All right. First and foremost, let me introduce myself to anybody that may be new to this channel, new to this world. My name is Aswan Crookshank. I am your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player, and current 5-time, soon to be 6-time published author and educator. I created this whole brand, this whole system, this whole mindset, this whole philosophy, this whole way of life. That's all about taking the innovative teamwork lessons that you learn on the football field and applying them to businesses and business owners, so they have a staff and a group of employees that moves as efficiently and as cohesively and has the same passion, has the same mentality as a championship youth or high school football team. One of the staples of what we do here in the Move Swiftly world is we have something called Faith-Based Friday, where we got to understand how important it is to develop a walk of faith. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you who to believe in or what religion to be in or what religion is right or wrong or anything like that. I can tell you I believe in a God that's bigger than me. I personally, again, I'm a believer in God, but I'm not here to judge who you believe or what you believe. But I am here to tell you how important it is to develop a walk of faith with something that's bigger than you. I got to tell you, life is going to come. It's going to come at you in ways that you have never, ever expected. And your faith will be tested in the moment. Your faith it's not going to wait. Bad news, good news, whatever the news is, it's not going to be on your timeline, right? You have to make sure you're ready when the moments are here and they're alive. It's like, right now, my family, where we're dealing with some things from a medical perspective, and multiple people, not just was like it's multiple people that are dealing with medical things. And I was on the phone with my mom last night, and I was telling her, so we have this. I came up in the football world, and there's this big, and because we're approaching football season, I had to break it down. I break down my stories from the football lens. And playing at a school like Good Counsel High School, if you were to look up Good Counsel versus the DeMatha rivalry, you'll see it's one of the most well-known rivalries in college. It can be college football, but in the high school football rivalry space. And I was telling her last night, it's just like that week when you go play DeMatha, so Good Counsel versus DeMatha, and DeMatha is our rival. And it's like, hey, it's that week where we're playing DeMatha, where it could be that Tuesday night or that Wednesday night or that Thursday night. Bottom line is, you're going to blink your eye and DeMatha is going to be here. All the talking all year. All the back and forth. Oh, we want to get the DeMatha back. We want to, at the end of the day, okay, well, the DeMatha is here. And that's the way the mentality is. And that's why I'm such an advocate for the game, and such an advocate for just anything that you're putting your passion in, and understanding that the challenges are real. I'll never forget, actually, my last game as a senior in high school, where one of the star DeMatha players, his name is Kenny Tate. He was on, this is after they beat us, and he was on our sideline, and he's just shaking up everybody's hand. He goes, look, man, I love doing this with y'all every year, man. Y'all bring out the best of us. We bring out the best in you guys, but all the games that we played, it could have went either way. We lost by 1 point, literally like a couple years in a row, took them to overtime, all that kind of stuff. And that's just the way it is. You got to get yourself in the ring, got to get yourself on the field. You got to get rumbling, got to get rolling, got to get yourself in the mix, or you're going to miss it. I say it every single morning. If you watch the Move Swiftly Thoughts, you have to fall to your level of preparation. And day in and day out, you got to be preparing. You got to be preparing. You can have fun. You can, go out, enjoy, quote unquote, enjoy life and all that kind of stuff. But your mental toughness, your mental strength, your mental resilience. I mean, one of the things my girl actually has on her, she has it tatted right here on her arm, resilience, resilience. And it's always nice to be able to look at that and even understand her story and stuff like that. So again, Faith-Based Friday is something we do to not only remind you guys the importance of developing a walk of faith, but it gives me an opportunity as well to re-listen to a sermon that I took in this past Sunday. So the church I attend, it's called Life Church, and it's really built for the person that has no relationship with God at all, has no idea what religion is, no idea what a walk of faith is, nothing. It's just completely just doesn't have much in terms of an experience when it comes to religion. And what they did is they had like a movie theme event where they took parts of a movie and they took certain parts of the word and aligned it with the movie. They did Inside Out too, but I'm not going to play that. There's actually a sermon that Pastor Craig Rochelle he preached, and I listened to it this morning, and it was all about the understanding. I mean, it was hand gifted and wrapped for me. And I'm sure a lot of people who are just going through it, to where you are not alone. You're not alone in your anxiety. You're not alone when it comes to you dealing with difficult times. Nobody's ever necessarily alone. And he spoke on Daniel and the three Hebrew boys. And if you're not familiar with Daniel and the three Hebrew boys, it's basically a story about three Hebrew boys who would not listen to a person who was telling them to do the wrong thing. They were listening to God, and they were doing it in a time that wasn't very popular to do so. And he talked about, again, the faith and understanding that having that faith that is bigger than yourself can make the world a difference for you. And there's actually a huge difference for you. So I've heard that story being told in multiple facets, in multiple ways and stuff like that. So I'm going to let that play a little bit. Before I do, however, let me just get through a couple of announcements real quick before I let that play. First and foremost, if you are a business owner and you haven't gone to have not gotten your free guide yet, go to freeguide.makeyourmove.com. That is freeguide.makeyourmove.com. We work from a very, very simple formula here in the Move Swiftly world. It is establishing measurables, creating a professional distance, and that leading to the productive environment. There's no other blueprint. You have to balance out the measurables, the distance, and then you're going to get the productive environment. Again, just simply click there, put on your information. You'll get one sent to you. Also boxing lessons, West Palm Beach boxing lessons. If you are interested in that, go to freeboxing.makeyourmove.com, freeboxing.makeyourmove.com. So what we do around here, if you're available from about 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., we could schedule a free session somewhere, whether it's with me or whether it's most likely, as things are moving forward, it's going to be at the Palm Beach Boxing. So we'll get that scheduled if you are interested in hearing more about that. Also, if you are like, again, some of my favorite people are the folks that aren't interested in the free stuff and they want to just, hey, shut up, I just want to take my money. This is what we want. I want you to come in and build out. I want you to diagnose all the problems that my business is having in terms of teamwork and employment and hiring the right people and all that kind of stuff. Just simply go to makeyourmove.com. It's makeyaMove.com. Turn your business into a championship team. It is common knowledge that the best way to win in business or in life is by avoiding ways to lose. Whether you've just started a new business or you've been in business for quite some time, there's no getting around the need to hire or outsource certain elements of your organization so things can run as efficiently as possible. When you book your meeting with Aswan, he'll diagnose what the issues are in your current system and then strategically create a system in which will lead to a reduced amount of turnover or a clear understanding of the parts of your business that need to be outsourced. So that is what we do over here. And that's just kind of some basic information about what we do. Again, we'll go into detail when you book your meeting and we have that dialogue. So without further ado, let's get to Pastor Craig Rochelle and listen to him give a word, baby.
I'd love it if you would raise your hand today at all of our churches. You can type in the comment section online, "This is me." Raise your hand today if every single part of your life is going great right now. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, I've got somebody here. Praise God for you. I'm excited for you. God bless you. This message is not for you. It's not for you. I want to talk today to those of you who may be going through something a little bit more difficult. I want to talk to those who might have something painful in some pocket or maybe even a big portion of your life. I want to talk to those of you that may be in a complicated season for you or maybe with somebody that you love. And I've got a lot of friends right now that are struggling, people very close to us. One person is praying and praying and praying for a miracle, and God just isn't answering the prayer the way that she believes that he could. There's a couple that we love that's been believing God and trying for a long time to have a child. And they finally got pregnant. And then they lost their child. I've got another friend that thought that the cancer was gone because it was gone. But then it came back. I want to talk to some people that are going through some things like that. And for many of you, it may be something kind of big like that. Or it could be a problem that's not really big, but just an ongoing problem. Like life's just okay, not great, okay. Job's not great, it's okay. Marriage is not great, it's okay. Finances are not great, just kind of barely making it. And to make things worse, you're sitting by the guy whose life is going great. Right? My pastor, Pastor Nick, who I love and honor, he used to say that you are probably going into a hard season, or you're in the middle of a hard season, or you're coming out of a hard season.
All right. So when I heard that, I have to pause in there because when I heard that, the way it correlates to leadership, real leadership. And again, I know the people that I bring into this world, into the Move Swiftly world, the people I speak to directly in my audience are business owners who are responsible for being leaders, leadership. All right. And it triggered me because I remember reading this book by Gino Auriemma, legendary coach for the UConn's Huskies women basketball program, the national champions, right? They're back on top this year. And I remember reading, I think it was titled Gino. I've read two of his books, and one of the books was like a little diary or some notes that he took throughout one of those championship seasons. And it was before they won and like how we got there, like just stuff that he wrote down, documenting and stuff like that. And he like articles, the same thing I'm going to be doing actually with the book I'm writing right now. And he made a point that was very similar to what Pastor Craig Groeschel just said. He goes, when we're winning and things are going good, in his mind as a leader, he's always responsible for, hey, when are things going to start going bad? All right. When you start to grow and you start to develop and you actually have responsibilities and you are the person now that somebody else is depending on to make great decisions, you have to have that mental frame. You got to have the mental capacity to understand things can be going good right now, right? Just like he's saying, it could be a great season right now, some incredible things, but you got to, in some ways, do something to prep for when things start going bad. It's like, you're probably heading into a tough season, going through a tough season, or you had just left a tough season. So it's going to happen. It's just like I was telling you all, when it comes to high school football and the world I come from, it's you're winning, we're winning. My senior year, we're winning. But in the back of our mind, we know we got to play DeMatha the last game of the season, right? And that's the mentality. Understanding that leadership is about when is something going to start going bad, and are you prepped for that moment? Are you prepped for that day? Are you prepped for when it could happen within the blink of an eye? So keep on preaching, Pastor Craig Groeschel. Talk to him.
I love my pastor. I hate when he said that. Probably because it's really true.
Yeah.
I mean, in this broken world marred by sin, life can be really, really difficult. And Peter, in the New Testament, he calls these difficulties, he calls them fiery trials. Some of you may be in a fiery trial right now. You're battling with depression, or you're discouraged, and you might even feel like your faith is being tested right now. Peter said in the trials, he said this in 1 Peter 1:7, he said, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It's being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. Today, I want to continue our message through the book of Daniel. We're looking at Daniel and his friends, and we're going to see that Daniel and his friends faced the test of a lifetime. They're going to literally be thrown into a fiery trial, a fiery furnace, and they're going to discover that a faith that's been tested is a faith that can be trusted. I want to say it again. A faith that's been tested in the middle of a trial is a faith that can be trusted.
Pause right there. Let it sit. A faith that's been tested is a faith that can be trusted. Remember, when we're talking about what the test is actually going to be, so much of the test is working from the inside, guys. All right. So much of the test is working on who you actually have your issues with. Are you stepping up and speaking up in meetings? Are you actually doing something that has some merit, has some passion? Are you actually putting your heart and soul into some sort of activity every day? Or are you just playing it safe? Are you playing it safe with everything you do? If you look at your life right now, take inventory on your life right now. Do you just play it safe and decide you're going to do what you're comfortable with doing and not ruffle any feathers and, may or may not have this, I just don't want any problems? Or is your faith being tested by doing something that is a high probability that you will fail at it? There's a high probability that it won't work out. There's a high probability that this won't happen the way you want it to happen. That's testing your faith. And when you develop a lifestyle, you develop a mental framework, you develop a habit of doing things in which your faith is tested, then it becomes trusted, folks. Then it becomes trusted. There's a trustworthiness to you, right? You see someone that's living through some things and lived through X, Y, Z, lived through some difficult times. Do you or do you not trust that person? Does that person not give off the feeling, okay, that is somebody I could depend on because I know that their faith has been tested? Or you can see the person that's constantly playing it safe, constantly staying in their comfort zone, constantly deciding, look, I'm just going to do what's comfortable to me and not think about all the other people that are affected. The faith that has been tested, that's what gets trusted. That's what you can trust. That's what you have to develop. All right. You have to develop the mindset if I'm going to constantly figure out ways in which I can continue to prep my faith and test it day in and day out by putting myself in challenging situations. Do it. Okay. Faith-based Friday. I try to keep the swear words, I try to minimize the swear words, but keep that S word, get your S word together, basically. All right. Let him keep rolling.
So I want to just tell you what we're going to do. Those of you at Life Church Online, those of you at YouTube, stay with me. I'm going to be with you for the rest of the message.
This is the part of the message in which he really elaborates on this point. Is testing your faith, testing it. All right. These are things that are very controllable to you. All right, very controllable to you. You have a decision every single day when you wake up every single morning, when you're blessed enough to just be here, to be in society, to be vibrant, to do something. You have an opportunity every single moment, every single day. You're faced with it. And I think he actually alludes to it in this particular sermon, where it's every single day you have an opportunity to play it safe or actually take some sort of a risk. You have it. You have it every single day. The problem is, too often do people decide that they're going to play it safe. Too often do people decide that they don't want to have uncomfortable conversations. Too often, I done been in situations, man, listen, where I don't even think we're having an uncomfortable conversation yet. Somebody got to go get this one to have a meeting with me. And listen, here's the important thing, because I'm going to start talking too much. Here's the important thing. You are blessed to be here. We are not unlimited. Our time is not unlimited. It's not unlimited. It's not unlimited that we're going to be here. You have got to I don't know what it is you're going to have to do. I don't know how this message is landing in your heart and in your mind, but you have got to make sure you're doing something that tests your faith and builds it up over time. It's just like a workout, where every day you're going to go and, maybe try to go from 1 push-up to 2 push-ups. Maybe you go from holding the plank for 10 seconds to 20 seconds. I don't care what it is, but something needs to happen day in and day out in which your faith is being tested every single time. And you gotta, and this is again, you gotta pass that test within your own self, within what it is you're about. That's what needs to happen. And I'm gonna let Pastor go ahead and preach, man.
I want to say right now, your faith is tested in many ways every single day.
Yeah, yep.
Every single day. Whether you compromise and laugh at the joke or don't. Whether you compromise and join in the gossip or don't. Whether you treat people with love and respect and dignity or you don't. Whether you join in the chaos of all the division or you try to rise above it and keep the mission of Jesus higher than everything else in your life. Every single day, your faith is tested. You have a choice between doing what's right or doing what's easy. Every single day, you have a choice between doing what pleases God or doing what pleases people. And at the heart, I can describe it this way. You have a choice between worshiping God or giving your heart to an idol. I'd never give my heart to an idol. Scroll. I never give my heart to an idol. Oh, football team. I never give my heart to an idol. We think of my watch, we think of my outfit, we think of my purse. I promise you. If you're committed to serving God, the devil will tempt you to compromise your faith in God.
I got to address this. I got to address this because right there, what he said, there are people who are so far removed from developing this mindset that the second that you develop in a faith-based mindset, this is why I call it faith-based Friday, in which you are going to do something to get out. You're gonna maybe get away from gossip today, right? You're gonna maybe decide, look, I ain't gonna play the victim role and be this person that's talking poorly or being the person that's saying this and that behind somebody's back or whatever. You are making the decision to stay away from comfort. There will be the folks who stay there and start to try to put you on a guilt trip for it. There will be the folks who will do things deliberately, like intentionally, to try to get you off your game. And they're really smart. Listen, the people who are working from the devil's perspective, they're really smart. They're really good at what they do, and they know how to attack you in subtle ways. This is where the faith has to get tested, folks. When you start feeling, when you start sensing the folks who are deciding to do it in a subtle, but it's still just as negative. It's still just as impure. It's still the work of the devil. When they're doing it in a subtle way, your faith has to get tested and say, you know what? I'm moving on because I'm making the decision to be a little more uncomfortable. I'm making the decision to say, I'm still going to be who I'm still going to be great. I'm still going to do the things that I love and I have passion for and that I believe in my own heart that I can do. And your devilish ways are not going to get to me because I have a faith in God that is absolutely unforsaken. You cannot break that faith. You cannot break the things I believe. You cannot break the vision I have. You cannot break the fact that I test my faith every single day. That's what he means, because they're coming, and it comes in subtle ways. Think about the things he mentioned, right? The gossip, the scrolling, whether it's the sports team, right? Whether it's the idols, right? Whether it's how nice we look in a particular outfit, whatever the clout chasing, whatever the car is, whatever all the material BS that leads to status, the title that you now have at work. I don't care. It's always going to be there. I'm letting you go. I'm gonna let it keep going. He's preaching. He's preaching.
Compromise their faith in God. Back to our story.
Yeah. So let me pull it.
Didn't more inspire me. I want to look at their faith again.
Right. Yeah, I got a couple notes here. Let me scrub through about right because I believe, right.
God to deliver you right now. One of the greatest faith statements you could ever make goes like this. God, I believe you can. And God, I believe you will. But even if you don't,
I still believe. Come on.
God, I believe you can. God, I believe you will. But even if you don't, I still believe. Someone might want to say that with.
Pause that. Pause that. I want that to sit. I believe you can. I believe you will. But even if you don't, I still believe. Meaning, for those of you hoping for the work promotion, hoping for the significant other, hoping, praying for you fill in the blank, whatever it is, and you pray to God, you use your prayers and you ask God for this thing. All right, ask God for this thing. You can, you know, you can do it. You know that they will do it. But even if you don't, do you still believe? That has to be the question. That should right there be the creed. Right there, I'll probably pause. I'll probably close off that statement in itself because you still have to believe. Even in the moments where you don't get it, where it's not happening on your timeline. I'm telling you from experience. This is firsthand experience. I'm telling you, this is not just some story I'm saying so it could sound good. This is firsthand experience. When things that I wanted to happen that I thought were supposed to happen to me, so many things, it still didn't. But I still had to believe because my timetable is from a human's perspective. When you develop a walk of faith with God, it's going to be his perspective, and he's going to bring you stuff that you couldn't even dream of. He's going to bring you things that you don't even have the capacity of thinking about. So the faith, the testing of the faith, the understanding that the testing of the faith and how it's going to happen, that is something that you can relax on. All right. The actual getting the thing is something you can relax on because God has that.
God, I believe you can. God, I believe you will. But even if you don't, I still believe. God, I believe you can. God, I believe you will. But even if you don't, God, I still trust you. I'll still serve you. I'll still honor you. I still believe. There's some of you that God didn't do what you thought he would do, and so you walked away from him. Can I just say very lovingly, that's not real faith. Faith is believing he can, but faith is also believing he's king. Faith is believing that he can, but faith is still believing that he's sovereign. Real faith, faith that's been tested, and faith that can be trusted. Real faith believes on the other side of disappointment.
Amen. Amen.
Call him. I'm mad, God. I wish you hadn't. But at some point you have to determine, is he God or are you?
Woo! Come on now. Preach it.
I believe you will. But even if you don't, you're still God. And I still believe.
Mm-hmm.
So the king ordered the furnace turned up 7 times. He's ticked. He's mad. He's got a big statue, and they're not worshiping him. Okay. So he orders the strongest soldiers. Go get the guy, looks like you get the strong guys, and get these 3 boys, tie them up, and throw them in. Well, those soldiers shouldn't have been so strong because the 3 guys that were throwing him in, the strongest guys throwing him in, they actually got burned by the fire. It was so hot, they got burned. And so these 3 boys that chose to worship the true God and not the false God, they're in the middle of the fire, and the king looks on and he's shocked. He's like, wait, I mean, didn't we throw 3 men into the fire? And this guy's like, yes, king, yes, your honor.
All right, we'll close out there. So I got to tell you every single Friday, I strongly suggest that you guys spend 35 minutes. It's worth 35 minutes of your life to go watch the entire sermon at some point because this stuff, it's incredibly important that it becomes part of your lifestyle. And I'll just kind of close you out with this example from the football world. Seeing that, and again, expect this year, by the way, expect if you're new around here, understand that the football stories are going to come like that constantly. But I remember as when I played at Stony Brook, we had a defensive end who was going to be stepping into a new role as a starter because we had just lost two starting defensive end. One was Chris, and the other one was Chris Perry and Josh Arbeck. We lost them to graduation, so the defensive end spot was wide open going into my senior year in college. And I remember Coach Gush, he was the defensive coordinator at the time, and it might have been around spring. It was like really deep into the off season where one of the players who was projected to be that DN, I saw Coach Gush absolutely going at it with him. Like he goes, look, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You need to be here every single day. You need to be in that film where you need to be getting great. You need to be doing the little things that are going to make you better. It's a lifestyle. And I'm giving you that same advice. When you're developing a walk of faith, it is a lifestyle. It is something that you have got to make time for day in and day out. So you're constantly testing yourself in certain ways. So when things come up, when difficult seasons do come up in life, you will be strong enough, you will be ready enough, and you will have that inner confidence that you see when you see a great player, you see a great person that's doing their job at a very, really high level. When it comes time to crunch time, right? It's like a Jordan in the fourth, right? When you know it's Mike in the fourth and he's got the rock, it's like, all right, look, Mike, go ahead and take us home, baby. Go ahead and take us home. Go ahead and take us home. Or if it's Tom Brady, right, in the fourth quarter, take us home, Tom. Take us home. Take us home, big dog. Go be the Tom Brady in yours. Go be the LeBron James. Go be the Michael Jordan in your life. All right. So all that being said, tomorrow, again, don't forget, we have film session Saturday. We're breaking down the Michigan-Ohio State game. That's going to be that for the next 2 weeks. And then right after that, we got Texas-Ohio State. Then we have Stay High Sunday, my good friend Kimberly Blue. And then the next week's theme and what we're going to be talking about next week is all about merit, baby, all about meritocracy. And again, expect a lot of these sports analogies because sports is the ultimate meritocracy where you got to perform. And we've been talking about merit-based roles and what exactly does merit mean. So we got a lot of great things. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this channel out, baby. We're going places. We're going to the top, baby. Going to the top. All right. We went out there again, main website to check out to dive deeper into everything I'm doing. It's makeyourmove.com. It's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.